Yo, I know what you're here for. Let's get to that sports talk. And baby, the NFL playoffs is here. The wild card is set this weekend. This weekend will feature 6 games to determine which teams will advance to the divisional round, where the top seeded teams will play either Kansas City or the Detroit Lions. First off at 4:30 going on Saturday. Let's talk about it, Vance. We got the Chargers against Houston. You had a question off air. We talked about it a little bit.
So the
Texans
question,
out.
yeah, the question I had was I had asked Dino off air, and he told me to save it for the stream, which I get. The question I had was if you're looking at CJ Stroud again, I'm an Ohio State fan, so I wish him the best. I don't wish anyone to play bad. Do you think this is a second year regression, like every second year quarterback has, yips, or do you think it's again loss of good players like everyone goes through?
Like I said, I can see where the argument could be like a little bit of both. But for me, CJ Stroud, yes, he had a magnificent year last year. They won a playoff game last year, and this year it hasn't looked that great. But when he's had his guys on the field like Stephon Diggs, like
Tank
Tank
Dell.
Dell, he's been playing well. Now Tank Dell out for the year. Stephon Diggs, he's out for the
Is
year.
Nico
And
Collins still
Nico,
there?
I'm not even sure if Nico Collins is even playing. He's been banged up throughout the year, but I think he'll give it a go. Um, I got the injury list here on my phone. Let me see if I can see right quick.
Now the Chargers are. I'm going to just say this. I know you're looking at Houston. I got to say something about the Chargers. They have a legit NFL head coach. Brandon Staley wasn't it. Anthony Lynn wasn't it. Jim Harbaugh is going to get this team ready. And we got
To
three
play.
AFC West teams. And you got Justin
Exactly.
Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, Bo Nix. Like the AFC West is loaded. Like there's no question about it. Okay, let me ask you a question. I This is the one matchup for me. I wouldn't be shocked if either of these teams are in the AFC Championship. This is the only matchup though.
I will honestly be shocked if the Texans make it just because of their struggles throughout the year. The Chargers, we seen Harbaugh do it in college. Y'all know he won a national championship with Michigan.
Got the Niners to the
You
Super
know,
Bowl.
yep, with the Wolverines. He got the Niners to the Super Bowl. We know the matchups between the two brothers, head coaches, Jim and John. Uh, shoot, I think the Chargers will win this game. Uh, it's gonna be a
I
tough matchup. This
I don't
all of
know
these
if it's.
playoff games I feel like are going to be tough.
Here's the thing. If I'm with you, I think the Chargers win. I'm gonna put it like this. I want the game to be close. I don't know if it will be.
I agree with that. I think the Chargers might run them over, but injuries we got Quentin Johnson questionable, Zion Johnson a questionable guard, J.K. Dobbins questionable. All these guys will probably play. Palmer is questionable, so we got a lot of questionables for the
Yeah,
Chargers at wide receiver. Jeff Okuda for the Texans is questionable. Didn't even know Jeff Okuda played for the
I
Texans.
didn't either.
I thought he
And I'm
was
an
still.
Ohio State fan, so I didn't either.
Man, Jeff Okuda done had some disappointing years, huh? Hopefully he can make it back. But I
Did you
think
see
I think
the
Nico
Chargers?
Collins will play.
No, I'm with you. Did you see the Chargers real quick? Ezekiel Elliott
Ezekiel Elliott has signed with the Chargers. Shout out Vance for
practice
bringing that
squad.
up. Yeah, practice squad. Is this
So,
surprising to you, Vance?
yeah. I mean, if this was 5 years, 5 to 6 years ago, no. But he's not what he once was. Again, I'm an Ohio State guy. He went to Ohio State. The last time won a national championship, he was a running back, won the Sugar Bowl MVP. I mean, like, dude,
Yeah, he definitely was dominant. Zeke, we remember Zeke led the league in rushing yards at one point for
at one
Dallas.
point he was a problem.
He was a monster. He was a monster. But now I'm definitely surprised that he got signed after the bad year he had with Dallas. But there's a lot of bad things going on with Dallas, and maybe we'll talk about it later in the stream. How Jerry Jones still wants to be the GM, but to have Zeke signed to the Chargers, I think is a very surprising situation. I don't know if it makes any sense. J.K. Dobbins and Zeke kind of favor each other. There's kind of similar type players, so maybe that's what it is. And by J.K. Dobbins coming up on the injury list, questionable. You might want to have another back take care of some of the loads so he doesn't get injured because J.K. Dobbins is very valuable to the Los Angeles Chargers, just like the wide receivers and Stephon Diggs and Tank Dell were valuable to the Texans. Can I see the Texans maybe beating the Chargers? I don't think so. I
It's
think it would
possible. It's
surprise me,
football.
but it's possible. It takes one game. This is wild card weekend. We're excited for it, and that's kind of our take on that.
What
It's
is
really not
your
much to talk about.
what is your take before we go on? Because I want to make this quick. Before
Yeah.
we go on, how far do you see realistically LA going?
Hmm.
I think they
Maybe
can
second
go
round.
champions.
I'm
I can
not
see.
sure. Let's.
I can see third round. I'm not going to say that. I can see it though with Jim Harbaugh, that quarterback, and Justin Herbert. Yeah,
Yeah. And Jim definitely deserves some coach of the year love after getting a team in the Chargers who had
he's not
they
going to
had
get
stacked
it.
players the last couple years,
Yeah,
but he should be in. He's not going to get it. It'd
no,
probably be
Sean Payton.
it'd probably be a Vikings, O'Connell, maybe Sean Payton, maybe Dan Quinn. Dan Quinn 12 wins with a
Yeah,
4-win Commanders team, taking them, turning that seat thing around. Who would Chargers play next? So if they would beat the Texans, I
Buffalo
think they would
maybe.
either play the Buffalo or they will play the Ravens or Steelers, whoever wins out of those ones. I think the Chargers can get to the second round. It
I
will be
think if
very
the
surprising if
Chargers,
they get.
I think the only way the Chargers move on is if they play the Steelers.
Yeah, and you're going to see a lot of running the ball in this one for the Chargers.
Yeah.
Jim. He likes to run the ball a lot.
Oh yeah.
Jim
But
he
he's
likes
got
to run
that.
the ball a lot.
But he's got a quarterback with an arm like that. Like
But then he has to go against a guy in D'Amico Ryans who knows some defense. So it's going
former
to be a
Niner
battle,
defensive.
man. It's going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Khalil Mack, Joey Bosa.
Yep. Khalil Mack, he was talking on the internet a little bit
I saw
after
that.
last week's little dub. And hey, look, they got a stacked team. The Chargers got a decent team. And shout out, who's that wide receiver they have?
Quentin
Plonky,
Johnson. Oh, Lad
McConkey,
McConkey. Lad McConkey.
bro. That dude is nice. I ain't gonna lie.
Rookie.
He,
Rookie from
bro,
Georgia. Yeah.
he wasn't even looked to even do anything. He's a little guy. He doesn't
Second
have
round
the
pick.
crazy speed. He doesn't have crazy anything. But you can get a guy in the late rounds like a Puka Nakua, and man, they
Yeah.
can go off, man. And McConkey,
Think
man,
about
that
it.
guy is
Lad
very
is
a threat. He's a threat.
Lad at Georgia, because I mean Georgia and Ohio State played once. He was the reason Georgia, like, they were in that game because of him. He caught some downfield shots. Like
Mm-hmm.
watching him. You know what my dad said? Because my dad's favorite player ever is LaDainian Tomlinson. He goes, watching him, he looks like a receiving version of LT. Small, but can just, his burst side to side is crazy.
He reminds me, and I think he should be in the league right now. Hunter Renfrow. Hunter Renfrow has some serious
The
route
fact
running,
that he's
bro.
not in the league is just a crime.
I don't know. He might be injured. I don't know what happened to Hunter Renfrow,
He's
but he was
good.
nice with route running. But McConkey, bro, he's definitely nice, and I can see these guys definitely doing a thing. It's gonna come down to these guys. I think. See, honestly, to me, and we could kind of argue this. I think C.J. Stroud is a better quarterback than Justin Herbert. I know you
That's
probably
not
think differently.
I don't disagree with you. The one thing I will say is this. I agree with you, but strictly off years, Herbert has more experience.
Herbert
Now, I
definitely
know
has more experience.
I know that they blew a 27-point lead to the Jags, but I don't know. Like, I don't disagree with you, but
Yeah,
Herbert, like, I've said this, and I've said this when we were on air together. I said, get Herbert the right coach and watch out, and he now has that. But right
for a
now,
fact. Yeah,
I think
for
both
a
of those
fact.
teams at some point in those two guys on the screen's career will hoist the Lombardi. I really believe that.
Oh yeah, for sure. And like I said, C.J. Stroud had kind of a Jaden Daniels year last year, and seeing the best rookie year ever. And then Jaden Daniels comes in and breaks all those records from C.J. Stroud. Last time the Chargers won a playoff game was 2019. Hopefully they can come through, get a win over the Texans, who did win last year. I think they beat the Browns? I think it was
Yeah,
the Browns last year, and they beat the Browns. Chargers
they ran him
haven't
out of
won
the
since
building.
2019. So, hey, Jim could come in and do something the Chargers haven't done, and Justin Herbert is definitely following behind him, and Jim is definitely that coach that you want to get behind. So, hey, Next game, we got prime time Steelers versus Ravens. This is the game that we're all waiting for. All of these games we're waiting for. This is playoff
This is the
time.
big one, though.
This is the big one of Saturday. We only got 2 games on Saturday. Like I said, it was the Chargers Texans. Now we got 7:30
Yeah.
on exclusively on Prime. Steelers Ravens. How do you feel about this one? The Steelers, they're coming off a 4-game losing streak, 10-7. Ravens, they're looking to do damage, but the Ravens do have a little bit of problems going against the Steelers. What's your take on this, Vance?
You kind of took the words out of my mouth. The Ravens. I'll put it like this: the Ravens are the better team. There's no doubt about it.
No
But
doubt, no doubt.
what's the one team Lamar Jackson struggled with in his career historically?
It's them Steelers, man. The Pittsburgh Steelers, man. They do
Yeah, the
struggle
Ravens are a
against
better team.
the last.
The Ravens are a better team. There's no question about it. For some reason, he can't beat the Steelers.
For
Where
some
do you
reason.
stand?
Lamar's been putting up MVP type of numbers. Last time Lamar and the Ravens were in a situation in the playoffs, we've seen them beat the Texans and then they move on, go against the Chiefs. And we remember Zay Flowers fumbling at the goal line. So this playoffs, I'm looking for the Ravens to run over the Steelers, get to the next round, and even make the Super Bowl because they have the talent. You got Derrick Henry. You got Zay Flowers. You got
Lamar.
Aguilar, Bateman, Batman, you call him. That
Yeah.
Baltimore Ravens call him. You got Lamar. On the other side, the Steelers, they're looking to upset. They usually play defensive
The
games and
man on
let
the
their
left, the man on the left is going to cause some problems. TJ Watt.
TJ Watt, I don't know what you gotta do, but don't let him get into a rhythm. Don't let TJ get into a rhythm because once you let him get into a rhythm.
Again, you and I went to a college in Pennsylvania and we watched a lot of Steeler games together. What's the one thing we know? You cannot let TJ get comfy back there.
You can't let him
he will cause problems.
Protection. You better slide protection. Russell Wilson.
Double team him.
George Pickens had a pretty bad game last game. We had a couple drop, 0 yards. They got to get on the same page. If George Pickens and Russell Wilson cannot get on the same page, this could be a big problem offensive wise for the Steelers. Defensive wise, they always been there. They got Mika.
Yeah.
They got Queen. The Queen's coming back, play his old team. TJ, that defense is gonna make some noise in that game. They are in Baltimore, and Baltimore fans they get real rowdy out there. It's gonna be loud. The environment is gonna be special, and everybody's gonna have their eyes set on this game. Like I said, I think the Steelers could upset the Ravens.
It's possible.
Right. And the record fares to the Steelers side going up against Lamar, even though Lamar did beat them last time they played when they were in Baltimore. Can I see something different? I don't think so. I think Derrick Henry and the Ravens know what's at stake here. This is a Super Bowl or bust year for the Ravens. I just think it is Super Bowl this year. That's the only thing they're going for. Lamar already has 2 MVPs. He is in the conversation for his 3rd MVP between him and Josh Allen. I know a lot of people want to put Burrow in there, but his record's pretty bad. But him and Josh Allen are the front runners at that. And Lamar doesn't want no MVP. You know this, Vance. He don't want no MVP. He wants that Super Bowl championship.
I mean, he and the guy he's going against, I think, like Josh Allen's probably going to win MVP, and he said today, I don't want it, but if I get it, great.
And if the Steelers lose this game, what does this say? Because Tomlin has been on this verge of winning all these games, having positive records, getting into the playoffs, and then putting up a doozy. You remember last year with the Bills, they got destroyed. They got completely destroyed, and then years prior to that,
it's funny because people forget. Yeah, the Bills got beat last year. There's no doubt about it. But people seem to forget in 2020 the Bills boat raced the Ravens. So like everyone's like, oh well, that never. It's like people. Football's football. Yeah, the Ravens smoked them last year, but they also smoked the Ravens 4 years ago. Like, yeah, I understand that Lamar was better last year, but don't act like that the Ravens have never. Don't act like the Bills have never beaten the Ravens. They beat them to go to the AFC Championship. Like, my thing is, exactly. I'm kind of with you. Again, these are young quarterbacks, Lamar and Josh Allen. My whole thing is, and maybe I'm kind of maybe I'm overlooking it. If it was any other team, I wouldn't be as nervous for Lamar.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like with this game, it's a division game. And you know, these
Yeah.
division games, they can go either way. So it's a very nervous. I'm picking the Ravens, but it's a very nervous pick. You know, it's a very nervous pick. If TJ in that defensive line, because they got a great defensive line, if they can get Lamar rattled, make him throw a lot, make him make mistakes that he's really doesn't really. You know, he causes a lot of mistakes when he gets pressure. So, hey, look, they cause some pressure and make Lamar make some mistakes. Man, it can go either way. But it comes up to Russ and George Pickens to do something on offense. It just
Two
does.
things. I gotta run and grab something, but before I do that, I gotta ask you something. What is the line for that game? I'll be right back.
Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. But y'all tell us in the chat. We always here to talk about it with the chat So y'all comment in the comment section for this game and Lamar Jackson against TJ Watt. We don't know what's gonna happen, man. We don't know what's gonna happen. TJ Watt, Ravens. It's a big game, man. It's a big game. We got some big games coming up. Wild card weekend
Did
starting
did
on
we find
Sunday.
did we find the line?
Let's see. Let's see.
I got it here.
You talking about the betting?
Yeah,
Like the
43 and a
over
half
under?
total. The spread, Baltimore minus 10. Wow. Baltimore
Okay.
minus 10. I don't think that's wrong, but just given the history, I don't know if I would
The
do that.
Ravens, I think the Ravens should be favored by a lot.
Yeah, they should be.
But like I said, that division game, Steelers haven't won a playoff game since 2017. They're looking to get their first playoff win here in 2025. Starting in 2025, they're trying to get a dub here. Last time Baltimore won a playoff game was last year. Like I said, they destroyed the Texans, and then they lost to the Chiefs in a very that fumble at the goal line kind of cost them, and then let the Chiefs win on. And we know the history from there. Next game on Sunday, who will win? We got the Broncos versus the Bills at 1 p.m. starting on Wild Card Weekend on Sunday. This is going to be a tough one for the Broncos, Vance. Tough one.
So I'm going to put this out there. Not to toot our horn, Dino and I, as horn, but before the season, Dino and I do a live stream, and we do a thing called preseason picks. And we did a thing where we said who are the best rookie quarterbacks, and we ranked them. And Dino didn't kind of laugh at me early on, which I understand because it sounded crazy. But I said Jaden Daniels or Bo Nix are going to be the best two. Now, Jaden Daniels is probably the best. There's no doubt about that. But Dino eventually came around. I am not shocked that Bo Nix is in the playoffs. He's a 61 college starts. He's made a ton. He's 23 years old. Now, back to the game. The Broncos aren't winning this game. Like, let's be honest. I like Bo Nix. I do. I respect him.
Respect out of Bo because 3,000 yards, 3,775 passing yards, 29 touchdowns against and 12 interceptions.
Yeah.
Ran for 430 yards. He's definitely in the conversation for winning rookie of the year. I think Jaden Daniels wins it. But hey,
he'll be
just
second.
Because you don't win, just because you don't win something doesn't mean you're not really good. And he has been the second best quarterback in the NFL draft for sure. He got picked 12th overall. He was basically the last quarterback taken, and the Broncos just had to, hey, whatever was left, my leftovers, you pick it up. And the leftovers they picked up was gold.
Funny enough, Sean Payton said he got the guy he wanted because he actually, he was on Colin Cowherd show because last year he worked or a couple years ago worked for Fox, and Colin had texted him.
And they had to pick somebody because, they were moving on from Russ anyway. So
funny enough, he goes, people were calling him crazy. He goes, I could have gotten Caleb if I wanted to move up, right? Or I could have gotten Jaden. He goes, I actually wanted Bo Nix. I was like, I understand. He's made 61 starts. Now, the one thing for me is this. I want to ask you, Dino. not really ask you, but more so ask the audience listening. What did we, coming out of college, what did you see? Because you and I both said Caleb would be the worst rookie. What did you and I not see that you think everyone else saw?
Like for me, Caleb, for me, was a guy that came out the draft that was a lot that really could do things off the mark. You know, run, throw, do things. But in the NFL, that's
You
not going
can't
to
do that.
happen.
You can't do that.
But Bo Nix has that type of style of play that you can play in the NFL with. You can sit in the pocket. He can find his guys downfield. And these guys, these wide receivers that really have no name, not no top
Cortland
name,
Sutton,
he
Marvin
has
Mims.
been
That's it.
Marvin Mims, Sutton. They've been balling for this guy.
Dino,
And you remember what
I said something last stream. I said Cortland Sutton, Marvin Mims, and cross your fingers.
Yeah, facts. Facts. And then you know what I'm saying? Bo Nix has his offense playing at the high level. Well, we got to get a respect out to the defense. Their defense has been wild
Oh
this
my
year.
God, yes.
The
What
defense has been
now
magnificent this year.
I got the line here. Buffalo -8.5, total 46.5. I don't want to be yeah, go ahead.
We said, Broncos don't stand a chance. I don't even know. Like I said, we're gonna watch all of these games. We're gonna watch it to a T. We're gonna react to it. Y'all come back in the comment section if you want. But these guys in the Broncos and the Bills, I understand why they put them at 1 p.m. because everybody in the world thinks the Bills are gonna win. But like we always said, it's like March Madness, NFL
Anything can
playoffs, one
happen.
game. Anything can happen. One game can win it, and if that defense and the Broncos have a really good defense, that can probably settle down Josh Allen. But Josh Allen is magnificent.
Here's
He's
the
been winning.
thing.
He's an MVP front runner for
The
sure.
whole year we've seen this. You can slow him down, you can't stop him. 17. My favorite quarterback to watch NFL. Anyone that doesn't know me, Dino knows this. My favorite current quarterback that's not of my own team is Josh Allen. You can slow the guy down, rarely can you stop him. But I'll put it like this, Dino. It's 8.5. I want to put it like this. I think Vegas is being nice.
I think Vegas is
Eight and
always
a
trying to
half.
be nice so people can bet
Yeah.
these wild picks.
This game,
But
if it goes the way we think, I'm with you. I don't think it will be close if it goes the way we think it goes.
yeah, for sure. And Josh Allen putting up big numbers: 3,731 yards, 28 touchdowns. This guy is playing out of his mind. We've seen the wins. We seen them beat Detroit. Big game. That was a huge game. 48,
That could be
42.
the
You know what I'm saying?
That game could have been the Super Bowl.
That could really be the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Bills, Lions, Chiefs, Lions.
First time. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The way Lions have been playing, you see what they did against the Vikings. So this is one of the premier teams we need to see. And the Chiefs, I think, will stand in their way. I believe they will stand in their way. And we got to see Josh Allen finally get it done. I'm tired of seeing this year after year or the Ravens.
And the worst thing about it is with Lamar, like Lamar didn't play good last year. Josh is 0-3 in the postseason against Patrick Mahomes. You know the worst thing about the whole thing, and it's as a Josh Allen fan, it hurts to when you hear it.
Yeah.
All 3 times, he's not the reason they lose. He plays out of his mind.
He plays out of his mind.
Last year.
He's been playing out of his mind since he's been engaged.
Yeah.
It might be this love thing going on. You feel me?
Even before that, yeah. Like last year.
This is the year.
Look at last year. Field goal kicker misses right. 2022, 13 seconds left. Like what more does he need? Like I think you said this about 22. He did everything but play defense in 22. Like he couldn't have done any more. He played out of his mind.
He did play out of his mind. And speaking of playing out of his mind, we got some good games coming up. You know what I'm saying? We got some good games still to talk about. Y'all tell us who you think is going to win. I know you Broncos fans are hoping for a lot of hope in this one, but when you got the 7th seed, you play the best. You play the best of the best
and
first
you're playing
game.
against the probably MVP winner.
Look, I know the outside noise. The Broncos don't hear the outside noise.
No.
They're going up this week, and they're thinking they're going to win. They must have that mentality. But me and Van said, I don't think you stand a chance. Sorry, buddies.
Again, it is football. We know that. But the
Yeah,
Broncos also have to realize one thing. I picked them before the season. You're going against probably the MVP winner. You're gonna have to play out of your mind if you want to beat them. Now,
yeah,
this is
for
a
a
game
fact.
here. Now, the next game here, Dino, this is the one I'm concerned about. I would have given Green Bay a chance had Christian Watson, and Jair Alexander not have gotten hurt.
Yeah.
Christian
Um,
Watson got carted off the field last week.
I seen that pretty bad. Christian Watson, a torn ACL.
No Jair.
Um, no Jair Alexander. Looks like they're going to move on from him next year.
They
So I
shouldn't, but
mean, this is the Eagles' game to win. This is probably the game. People are looking for either the Lions or the Eagles to come out of the NFC. We're either looking for the Bills, the Ravens, or Chiefs out of the AFC. Either one of those three.
where do you
Those are the
stand?
favorites.
I gotta ask this because I think I'm higher on them than you are. Where do you stand on Minnesota?
Minnesota definitely that
Because
team,
you
and they
said
play Monday. They play Monday.
well,
We'll
yeah,
get to
but I'm
that.
saying you said you saw the Eagles and Lions coming out of the NFC. Do you see Minnesota having a
Oh
chance, or what do you see?
no, I definitely see Minnesota having a chance when you bring them up. They're kind of like them too, like Lions, Vikings, Eagles. Justin Jefferson, Sam Darnold, Addison, Aaron Jones. I can keep going on about that team. They had a bad, horrible game against the Lions, though. I ain't gonna lie,
Aaron
fans.
Glenn's
That
game
kind of
plan
made
on
a statement.
defense. Aaron Glenn's defensive
Remarkable,
game. Yes, yeah, he should be on the
remarkable.
coach.
And
He should be a head coach that you look at for head coach. He honestly should be.
for a fact, that should be a head coach you need to be looking out for. And I'm looking to see him get a job here.
He
We talked about it
should.
a little bit. We didn't talk about it when it happened. Do you think that Saquon Barkley should have played the last game of the season and try to beat Eric Dickerson's record? Should
So
he
we
should he
talked
have
about
played?
so we talked about this off stream, like getting ready. Personally, I think he should have. I see why he didn't because it didn't want to make it about him. The one thing that I heard, which was a really good point, was there's no guarantee you get it or you could get hurt. Like the best
Yeah,
running back preseason going into the season was the Niners running back. Look what happened to him.
you're
You
right.
don't want that for your guy. I get it though,
You're right.
100%.
And it's a lot of stuff at stake. Plus you got to be cautious. You got to be cautious here because just Jalen Hurts is still on concussion protocol. He got he got injured. You don't want to see Saquon. That's your star. That's your person that you
He's your
need to win
yeah,
with. So Saquon is
yeah,
a very valuable piece to that team. Then
absolutely.
again, and we'll talk about it in a second with Commanders Bucks with Mike Evans. He goes and gets the record. He breaks the record, and
Ties
we
it.
seen the whole crowd goes wild. I watched that game, and I was very happy for Mike Evans to
Did he
break that
break it
record.
or
And we'll
tie
talk
it?
about that. Yeah, I mean, he tied the record.
Yeah, I
Vance is
thought he
right,
tied
tied the
it.
record. Tied Jerry Rice's record for 1,000 yards in 11 seasons. So he might can break it next year with the Bucks, and I see
He
him doing
probably
that if
will.
he can stay healthy because he was injured for had what a little bit about five games, 3 games, and he still got the 1,000 yard record. And now they play 17 games. And when Jerry Rice played, I think it was 16 still. So
16, yeah.
adding that extra game definitely gives you a boost. Saquon Barkley, he probably could have did it. Eric Dickerson, he already came out and said, "Look, I'm not looking for any of these guys to break my record. I don't care.
Mike
I'm not
Mike
rooting
Evans
for it."
Mike Evans is like the definition of consistency.
No, he definitely is. He definitely is. He's
Where do
definitely
you
consistent.
on this game? Where do you stand? Because before you after you say your pick, I'll read you the line.
Yeah, you're right. You're right because we
So
still haven't said who we think is going to win.
where
I'm
do you?
praying for Green Bay to win,
Me too.
but in my heart and the truth, and if I'm a betting
Eagles.
man, I got to put my money on it. Philadelphia Eagles, they got a monster running back. They got two monsters at wide receiver, and Jalen Hurts can get it done with his legs, and he can get the ball to Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. We already seen it when they had the. You remember they had the confrontation and AJ
Yeah.
Brown saying we need to pass better and stuff like that. He comes out and throws 4 touchdowns. So hey, look, they can do it on any mark. Their defense is very well. You know, you got the guys up front, Jalen Carter, and you got some beast up there. Corner
For me,
wise, Cooper DeJean.
yeah. For me, I'm with you. I want Green Bay to win. Don't think they will. I think Eagles get it done. The line is actually the closest so far. The line 4.5. Phillies favored.
Philly's favorite 4.5.
Only
It
four.
sound it
Only
sounds
four and a
good.
half. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, Green Bay has gotten banged up. You seen Watson go out with a torn ACL, and then Jordan Love, he got taken out that game because of a hand injury or something
I
like
did
that.
see that.
So that last game really destroyed Green Bay there, trying to clinch that the seed, trying to go up in the seed. They really probably should have sat out because they didn't want to play Green Bay. I know they wanted to either play who were playing the Bucks or the Rams.
I
So
think this is
that
the
was probably
worst as a pool for the Eagles. They probably got the hardest first round.
they do got the hardest first round. I think this game could still go either way, even though Christian Watson is out. You still got Reed out there. You still
Yeah.
got a good running back in Josh Jacobs. So, hey, look, they still got some talent out there. Christian Watson is definitely a top guy that you don't want to lose there. But the Eagles, Nick Sirianni, he's not on the hot seat, but the Eagles fans always want him to be for some reason.
It's
He's not on my
weird.
hot seat,
You know the
but the
funny
Eagles
thing?
always for some
It's
reason want
always
his
it's
head on.
it seems like every week you always hear a story about Nick Sirianni. Like I remember fighting with Zach Ertz a few weeks ago. We talked about like you always hear stories and you never want the coach to be in a bad light, and it just seems like he is for some reason.
Nah, for a fact. For a fact. It seems like in them bad, like I said, he fits the Philadelphia Eagles persona. He
Hard
fits Philly.
nose, yeah.
Hard
Hard
nose. He's
nosed,
talking
yeah.
trash to fans.
Yep.
He's going in D tackles faces after they getting in trouble. You know, it's a lot of things going on. And the Philadelphia Eagles are definitely ready to get the Green Bay up out of here, get the cheeseheads up out of here. I hope not. I hope I don't gotta play them if we win. We're gonna get into our segment in a
This
second. We
game,
got
I don't know
if,
why. Again, we both picked Philly. This game is one of the few I feel could be close late.
nah, they
I
definitely
really do
they
think that.
definitely can. And it's got to be an upset somewhere. You know, there's going to be an upset somewhere that we don't know. Maybe we can pick it out. And this is that game
I
that
have my
could be
pick.
one.
I
This
have my
could
pick.
be
It's not. This could be one. It's
what's the
not the one
pick?
I'm going with. Rams
What's the
beat the
pick?
Vikings.
Rams beat the Vikings. Wow, that's a good one.
What's the
I'm gonna
one team?
go.
There are two teams. If you're any NFL team, you don't want to see in the playoffs. The Rams are one. The other one didn't make it. You know good and well the Chiefs didn't want to see the Bengals.
The Bengals, yes, and I said this to some Bengals fans out there and people who were like, "Oh, the Bengals might make the playoffs." The Bengals were never going to make the playoffs because
You
that's
started
like
bad early.
you started bad early. Plus this, that's like saying Tom Brady. Let's allow Eli Manning to get into the playoffs.
No. No.
No, I'm
If
not.
you're Tom Brady, that's the last thing you want. He beat you
That's
twice.
the last thing you want. So why would Patrick Mahomes want to allow Joe Burrow into the playoffs?
Who's
And he knows
beaten
that's
him?
the only guy who's over the years has beaten them in the playoffs and it
Not
has a
named
better
Tom
record
Brady.
against him. Not named Tom Brady. So,
Yeah.
like I said, that's like saying Tom Brady to allow Eli Manning to get into the playoffs. I'm not allowing Eli Manning to get into the playoffs at all. So, and they rested everybody. Plus, Carson Wentz was the starting quarterback, and you know
Ooh, that was
how I
rough.
feel about Carson Wentz.
That was rough.
Terrible, terrible. But we're gonna have our guy Abdullah join in a second. Said give him 5 minutes, so we'll move past the Bucks and Commanders, and we will spin back to that in just a second. And let's get to Tyreek
Vikings,
Hill
Rams.
once out.
Oh, my
Tyreek
bad.
Hill. Tyreek. We'll
Oh,
talk about
yeah.
We'll talk about Vikings Rams on
Here,
on
Tyreek Hill.
Monday.
I heard about this. You want to know?
Tyreek Hill
Yeah,
wants out. This is his quote. I got the quote somewhere right here. Let me look at it. And he changed his profile picture
I
to
saw that.
Antonio Brown. That was pretty funny. But his quote says, "I'm opening the door. I'm out, bro. It was great playing here, but at the end of the day, I got to do what's best for my
That's for
career.
me.
It's too
Yeah.
much of a competitor for me just to be out there." Do you feel like this is a good move for Tyreek, or does this look bad on Tyreek?
Every time he leaves somewhere, it looks worse for him. Because think about it. Why did he leave KC? What was his reason? Like, I'm honestly asking you because I know the reason. Do you know the reason he left KC?
Because of money, he had 8 million, 7 to 8 million that he should have just ate, and he should have
He went
stayed
for
with
the
the
money. So
Chiefs.
he went for the money, and then he could have had 3 rings, only has one. That wasn't the problem at all. You leaving for the money, go get your bag, right? This is the thing that everyone had a problem with and everyone clowned him for, rightly so. It was what he said about Tua.
And then he said, and then he's
And then
like,
he
"Oh,
doubled down,
Tua,
and then he doubled
yeah,
down on it. And then he
yeah."
doubled down on what he said. It's like it's okay. Like Mahomes is good, but no,
It's like
Tua's not better than him. And then he doubled down on what he said.
exactly, and bro, and let's be real, bro. Tua was never better or accurate wise
But I'm
than
saying
than
if
he
he didn't
was.
say
And
that,
then
no one would be able to
we got
clown him.
Abdullah
But it's
here in the waiting list, so we're gonna add Abdullah here in a second after we finish talking about Tyreek Hill. Like I said, Tyreek Hill, bro, you
he
stay
doesn't
where you
deserve
at, bro.
to. He doesn't
You
deserve
all
to leave.
you wanted the money. That's what you wanted. And you just need to stick with the Dolphins.
Dino, I
And
don't know about you.
where you going, bro?
I don't know
Where
about
do
you,
you think he
Dino.
goes?
He doesn't. He should. I don't think he will. Because here's my thing. He doesn't deserve to leave.
He
He
doesn't.
does not
He
deserve
doesn't
it.
deserve the league.
You left over $7 million. You could have 3 rings. You only have one.
You
You
could have
don't
had three
deserve to
rings, and
leave.
now you got one. And then you said he's better than Patrick Mahomes. Tua
You
was more accurate than
no.
Patrick Mahomes.
And the thing about no one
Oh,
told him
bro.
to say that. It was all his own doing. No one told him to say that.
Exactly,
Like I don't.
exactly. Like I don't know what he's thinking. Where do you think he goes? Is it the Raiders, Steelers? Where do
If
where
he
do you think
does
Tyreek
leave,
is
if
going
he
to go?
does leave, I think I told this. I think you're a good fit. I've said that. I don't know if you want him though, because he may cause problems with your young quarterback. He'd be a good fit for your
Yeah.
team, but I don't know. He might cause problems. Honestly, he needs a hard nosed coach like a Mike Vrabel at Patriots, maybe. Um, a Dan Campbell, Andy Reid, maybe back to K. The one that makes the most sense, back to KC. It honestly does.
It makes the most sense, but I don't know if they allow him back in KC. You know
I
they
agree.
got a money grab or whatnot. But let's run it back a little bit. Let's see what he said, so the viewers can watch and see what Buddy said for real.
As a captain, what is the message you have to these guys in the off season, and so you don't feel this at the end of the season next year?
I don't even know, bro. You know, this is my first time. I haven't been in the playoffs, man. So, I mean, for me, like I said, man, I just got to do what's best for me and my family, dog. If that's here or that's wherever the case may be, man, I'm finna open that door for myself, dog.
It's
I'm
funny.
opening the door,
It's
like I'm out, bro. You know, so it was great playing here, but at the end of the day, bro, I got to do what's best for for my career and what's best because I'm too much of a competitor to be just out there.
Hey, bro,
here's my
like
big thing, and I'll let you go, but I just need to say this. You were a competitor, and you got to do what's best for your family. I don't mean to be rude because Miami historically, again, only undefeated team in NFL history in a season. I get it. If you're doing what's best for your family was taking the money or was doing what's best for your family was going to Miami, stick it out there.
like
You convinced everybody Tua was better than Mahomes. You said it. No one forced you to. That's on you. You stick it out there. You
And
said
then
it.
it's like, what do you think? What do you think when these teams are offering the most money? Usually they're trash. They're offering you the most money because they need you because they're trash.
And they have
That's
Jalen
the
Waddle
thing.
too.
And let's not you act like Tua's been out there all season and you just had a bad
He's
year
had
and Tua's
6
been out there all season.
concussions.
No, Tua was out with a concussion most of the
6
year.
times.
So let's be real.
And
But
Jalen
we
Waddle's
got
and yeah, real quick, Waddle's good too. But do you know what the funny thing is? Josh Allen's probably shaking his hands. He's like, he's like undefeated, I think, against Miami in the regular season. He's like, they got worse, and I already beat them as is. He's like, you're just giving me the division every year. Thanks, guys.
Okay, we got our boy Abdullah waiting in the chat. You know, he's a busy man. Let's talk about these Bucks. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this Bucks Washington game. You know we ready for it or whatnot. Shout out Abdullah in the chat. What's up, Abdullah? How do you
Let's
feel
get
about this game going forward?
uh
And we've been waiting on this. You know what I'm saying? I've been waiting to get my boy Abdullah up in the chat. You know what I'm saying? I've been pretty busy. We've been at stadiums or whatnot. And me and Vance, we ain't really been on. And then we got our boy Abdullah in here.
You've been
How do
busy.
you feel about this matchup,
uh
Abdullah? And how do you think about this game? What do you think about this game?
first I just want to say, man, I appreciate Donovan, bro. I've been watching this dude for a while. I remember the training camp videos, and it's been so long. I was hoping to eventually like connect with them, and great guy, love great content, bro. Love it, bro. Like I never go to the
Appreciate it,
stadium, so
Miguel.
like you going there and recording just gives me like a perspective,
It,
and probably so many other fans out there.
yeah,
So,
giving you the
Abdullah,
environment and whatnot. Yeah, that's what's up.
I got a question, Abdullah. So, how did you meet Dino?
Honestly, like I'm gonna be honest, bro. So us Commanders fans, like when we were bad, like no one wanted to like no one wanted to get behind a camera and talk about the team because no one wants to hear the bad.
A lot of people were making videos of bad reviews of the stadium and going to the stadium just to make bad reviews because we were just a bad team. So once a lot of people made content, I see my boy Abdullah making some content. He hit me up. And I'm gonna support anybody. You know what I'm saying? Trying to come up, do their work, make it hard to support. I'm gonna do whatever. Especially a Commanders fan, and you know what we got to do this weekend. So, how you feel about the Lattimore matchup? Lattimore still working with the hamstring, and Mike Evans gonna be out there. How do you feel about this matchup?
Man, it's exciting. I already seen the memes where it's like the broadcaster's like 7-yard run by Bucky Irving, and then far in the corner it's Marshawn Lattimore and Mike Evans throwing haymakers.
Oh,
But I'm excited for D. Like again, like hopefully we have Tyler Biotish with a healthy Austin Eckler. I don't think no more Brown's playing. I think he's out for the season. I was hoping he would be back, but we expect KJ Osborne to bounce back. I really think, and we played Tampa week 1. That was Jan Daniel's first game. It's a whole different team right now. The environment,
man,
like,
what?
and Tampa
And
again, like, oh my bad, go ahead.
No, you good. You good. You keep going.
With Tampa, like, I get it, Baker Mayfield's on fire, but at times he just put the ball in harm's way. And I'm hoping that either Marshawn Lattimore gets his first pick as an interception as a Commander. But I'm also hoping guys like, again, as much as we hate to say his name, Benjamin St. Juice, at some point maybe he has to step up because outside of Mike Evans, you got McMillan, you got Kate Alton, you got some other Sterling Shepard.
There's some dogs out there.
Yeah, definitely. And you stop the run game with Rashad White and Bucky. That's a deadly combo right there. And if Deron Payne, Jonathan Allen, as much as money as we're giving them, and they're still not performing up to that expectation, it's going to be a long day for this Commanders defense.
So the one thing I wanted to ask you guys, because I'm this is like one of those matchups. I have no dog in the fight. I'm a Niner fan. The question I have for either of you is, you mentioned this was Jaden Daniels' first game. I watched, Dino and I kind of had a thing where we're watching the game while we were when we watched it and then we streamed it afterward, talked about it afterward. The question I have is, yes, this is a different team, but again, the Tampa's coming off of a big milestone for Mike Evans. Do you think that this game will be, because interestingly, this is actually so the spread for this game is Tampa Bay -3. They're actually favored. Do you think this game will be, I'm trying to word this correctly. Do you think this game will be, I don't want to say a letdown.
I feel like,
I'll put it like this. Do you think this game will be a defensive game, offensive game? Because I feel like if you get Chris Godwin, Mike
I
Evans,
definitely
loose,
think
it could be a long day. It could be like I think you
I
said.
definitely think it's going to be an
It could be a long
offensive
day.
game. I definitely think it's going to be an offensive game. You know, Jaden Daniels with, and we see all the fourth quarter touchdowns. We even had it against the
Bears.
Cowboys with Terry McLaurin. You know, I feel like the Washington, we got to start off fast. We got to start off better. I feel like throughout the whole course of the season, we've been a second half team. We just have.
Yeah.
We've been a second half team. We like to come from behind. We did play them in week 1, but we're a different team
They
than
are
what we
too.
were in week 1. I give it to Bucky Urban. He's one of the highest rated rookies. Jaden Daniels, one of the highest rated rookies. We're going to have to try to stop the run. Like Abdullah said, Jonathan Allen, Deron Payne have to step up, especially on the contracts that they are on, to try to stop this guy. Mike Evans, hopefully Lattimore can kind of shut him down in a way that we think we might see him try to shut him down. This is why we traded a couple picks for a guy like that. But I'm going to see this offense. I feel like the offense is going to ball out. Shout out to the defense, though. You know, Frankie Louvu, he should have been a Pro Bowler. I'm kind of mad that Frankie Louvu wasn't a Pro Bowler.
Highway robbery that he wasn't a Pro Bowler.
So I have another one for you guys. You mentioned it could be a long day, Abdullah, for the Commanders. The one thing that I will say is, and I've told Dino this for about a month now, just lean on 5 and you should be good.
Oh yeah, we've been leading on 5 all season.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is. That kid has some magic in his hands. Like I honestly like.
Well, I wanted to ask you,
game.
Abdullah.
And
do you feel like Dan Quinn should be Coach of the Year?
Dude, it's such a good question because, again, I was thinking about it, and last year 4-13 to now 12-5, and no one had these expectations. The line at the beginning of the season was 6.5 for over/under on wins. I get the Vikings' perspective though because you go 14-3. It's crazy that they're the 5th seed. Side note,
you know the craziest thing about that. I'm with you, Abdullah. I think you guys should be. He should be Coach of the Year. I don't think he will be though for one reason. Did anyone see Sam Darnold being this good?
Yeah, that's the part I was about to bring up because again, and also going into the season, the rookies died in a car accident. JJ McCarthy tore his ACL. I legitimately thought the Vikings were going to be a bottom 5 team. Like I just didn't think any expectations of them, and they have like a number 1 defense behind. Oh, go ahead.
Facts, but you could have the same argument for us. Who thought we was going to do anything? Yes, we didn't think Sam Darnold was going to do anything, but who thought the Washington Commanders were going to have 12 wins on the year? In 2 games,
that's a good point.
We really could have 14 wins with the Steelers. We lost 27-28. In a bullshit-ass game, we had offsides penalty. Jeremy Chin got the fumble. We couldn't get a first down. Then Cowboys, we seen Terry McLaurin go down the sideline, and we missed the extra point. So that's easily 14 wins we could have on the year.
I think the thing with that is he's a rookie, and Sam's been in the league 7 years and has never looked like this. Like I don't think there's a wrong answer, whether it's Dan Campbell, Sean Payton, Dan Quinn, Kevin O'Connell. I don't think there's a wrong answer here. Like, I really don't. I just think voters are going to put a lot more on it's historically, you could see it. I feel like voters put a lot more stock in veteran players when it comes to coaches. I don't know why.
But let's get into these predictions.
My bad. One last point, Dean. Here's the last thing I want to say. The fact that this dude, Jaden Daniels, call it glazing. He's doing this with Alameda Zacchaeus and Jamison Crowder at his wide receiver 2 and 3. Just imagine when
Thank you, bro.
Maybe Tyreek Hill. I don't know. He's a drama queen, but when Luther Burden, I don't know how to pronounce his name, from Missouri, any of these receivers that going into this draft, you put him, if you give him what Jalen Hurts has, Devontae Smith, AJ Brown, and a running game like that, dude, the sky is the limit.
And this too.
Yeah.
Like you said, Sam Darnold has JJ. He has Addison. He has Aaron Jones. Bro, we have Noah Brown's out.
Oh, Justin Jefferson. I mean McCarthy. I was like, he's a quarterback.
No, I'm talking about Jay Jets. I'm talking about Jets.
Aaron Jones.
Like, come on, bro. Those are bona fide weapons.
Hawkinson,
CJ Hawkinson
Aaron
too. We did
Jones.
not know Zacchaeus was gonna be decent like this.
No.
Diami, he's been on and off injury wise. We lost Noah Brown. Terry, he's always getting coverage to his side. So Jaden Daniels is doing what we have never seen before, and what Dan Quinn has been doing with the defense. And I just feel like he should get Coach of the Year. And how do you feel, Abdullah? Do you think we will win this game, or will we lose this game? What's the reason why we'll win, or reason why we will lose?
So, it's been the last time the Commanders won a playoff game. I was like 2 years old, in like 2 months. I was against Tampa.
Yeah.
Sean Taylor, may rest in peace. He took it back, and we won that game. I think we win this game, D. Again, we have the familiarity. We saw the team play week 1. And Tampa, I will say, offensively, they have Mike Evans is tough, Bucky Irvin, Rashad White. But I really think Jaden Daniels is going to find a way again to get us out this game. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. I think it'll be a shootout. I think Terry McLaurin will have a good day. I think Marshawn Lattimore, Mike Evans will be sort of similar to what A.J. Brown and him had, that battle they had a couple weeks ago. So it's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be exciting, and I just can't wait.
The one thing I wanted to ask both of you guys.
Yep.
This is, for me, outside of the Rams game, the one that I'm having a hard time picking, because you got Baker, who's established, versus Jaden, who's otherworldly. The thing that, for me, and I'm going to...
Who do you think's gonna win?
My heart's telling me Washington. My brain's telling me Tampa. So I'm gonna go with Tampa. I think you guys. I want you guys to win. I just think, I don't know. I just see something in Tampa. I just do, honestly. Would I be shocked if you win? No, because I want you to win. But I do have a question for you, Abdullah. So before the season, I talked about this a little bit earlier. Dino and I did a stream before the NFL season. We talked about we ranked our rookie quarterbacks. And you can be biased, obviously. You have every right to be. Where did you have Jaden ranked before the season? Because our rankings were, we had to agree on it. Ours was Jaden 1. I had Bo 2. He didn't. He had Drake. He had Drake May 2. I had Bo 2, Drake 3, Caleb 4, Penix 5.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I still think Caleb Williams is very talented. I think he would be a really good quarterback in this league. I don't know if I would say I was the biggest fan of Drake May either. I'm not gonna say I was even a big fan of Bo Nix, but I was gonna say, like, because of the situation and that Jaden Daniels was gonna play day 1, I thought he was gonna make it. Actually, no. Let me rephrase that. Sorry. I thought Caleb, because of the weapons that he has, the offensive line that he has, the amount of capital they invested, I thought he was one. And then I put Jaden.
Give Jaden Daniels that. Give Jaden Daniels that.
It's so crazy, D, because Bears fans, once they saw midseason how it was, they were saying, "Oh, Jaden Daniels has Cliff Kingsbury. Jaden Daniels has Terry McLaurin." Caleb Williams.
Yeah. It's funny, Abdullah. I got called out one stream when I said when he and I both got called out because we said Caleb would be the 4th of like the starters. He would be the 4th best of like starters because there's 5 drafted, but he would the 4 starters.
I don't think the Bears won't be this bad though.
No. But we got called out because we said Caleb was going to be the worst. And funny enough, it was after you had just on the Hail Mary against the Bears. And Dino goes, I swear to you, he goes, I guess Justin Fields wasn't the problem.
Look, they won one game after that. We destroyed their season. We destroyed their season after that.
I'm an Ohio State fan, so maybe I'm a little biased, Abdullah. I didn't think Justin was the problem. I honestly didn't.
Like I said, the Bears, Caleb Williams will definitely, once they get an O-line going, he'll probably be much better. But nobody was expecting Caleb Williams to be this bad, though. This bad? I don't know. But I'm going to go with my team to win this game just from a fan heart, bro. It's our time, bro. I just feel like it's our time, bro. We've been this bad team after bad team and not playoff drought. Like I said, either way, if we win or lose, I don't care. You know what I'm saying? We've had a great year, 12 wins. Wasn't expecting us to win any type of game. Wasn't expecting Jaden Daniels to be this great. I was expecting our team to get better maybe in the next 2 years. But to have 12-5 and Jaden Daniels to do what he's been doing in the fourth quarter throughout games, keeping his head settled, the games are not too big in his eyes. So I feel like it might be another game to where, hey, look, it's going to be close. We played them before. We know what's at stake. and we're ready to show them a different team than what we played in week 1. So I feel like we might get a dub here. And the last time we played and won a playoff game was against who? Buccaneers.
Tampa.
2000, 2005, 2006. That's the last time we won a playoff game. We hoping to get our first playoff win since 2005, 2006, and 2025 now. And the Buccaneers, they won a playoff game last year against the Philadelphia Eagles. Baker Mayfield. Sometimes we don't give him enough credit. You remember his career was in a drought. Like he was
Yeah.
Panthers was bad. Browns, he won them a playoff game finally, but they let go of him, and then he looked like he was about to fall out of the league, and then he resurrected his career with the Bucks. So I give a lot of credit out to Baker.
Yes.
This is going to be a hard fought game, and it can go either way. It can go either way.
I had a question for the two Commander fans here.
Yes,
you
sir.
say you win this game. Say you win this game. What is your honest expectations for these playoffs?
I mean, D,
Abdullah can answer.
so here's the thing, D. I'm hoping that somehow, some way, Green Bay upsets Philly. But obviously,
Me too.
We
Dude,
said that.
because
We
that
said
was
that
the
earlier. Yeah.
dream scenario if we beat Tampa and then before that Green Bay beats Philly. Green Bay plays in Detroit and we would play the winner of Vikings Rams. Will be if that happens,
That
I
would
can see
be
the
magnificent.
NFC Championship, baby.
Yeah. Like the farthest we can go, I think maybe probably be the second round, but anything after that will be a straight surprise. We're even a surprise to be here. So I'm gonna say, hey, look, second round we might lose, but our dream scenario, yes, Green Bay to beat the Eagles. They lost Christian Watson sadly, but they might can do something. They might can do something. So hey, shout out to Abdullah joining us today for this segment. We got some more segments coming up for Buccaneers and Washington. Hopefully we can get a preview with Abdullah before we play the Bucks or whatnot. Shout out to Abdullah being with us in the chat. Y'all go subscribe to him. He has the channel, Washington channel. Y'all want to keep up on the Commanders and what Jaden
Shout out your
Daniels is
channel.
doing, or who we should get. It's just his name, Abdullah
Okay.
Ayobi, right?
Ayubi, yeah, appreciate it, D. Yeah, no,
Ayubi.
man.
So yeah,
D makes great content, and he's us Commanders fans are up because of him.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely plan on doing some projects with Abdullah. So, hey, shout out Abdullah. Y'all subscribe to him. Washington Commanders. We up. We here. So, hey, look, hopefully we get this dub on Sunday night and they put us on prime time. Y'all know what Jaden Daniels does on prime time. Ask Burrow, ask Michael Penix, and Jaden Daniels will be ready to win this game.
Ask
And me and
Caleb.
Abdullah will be on live stream and we're going to be talking that shit. Shout out Abdullah. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, man.
Nice to meet you. All right. Let's do it.
So more problems we got,
Yeah.
man. We got a lot of problems here, man.
We
Head
missed one
coaches
game. Rams. We
problems.
missed. Did we do Rams Vikings?
Nah. We're gonna talk about Rams Vikings at a later date because they play Monday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So we're not gonna talk about them yet. We gotta stretch out this content. Let's stretch out this content a little bit. But Antonio Pierce, breaking news, has been fired.
Dino,
we had a lot
I
of
want you
coaches
to
been
say what you
fired.
said
Doug
off stream because
Peterson.
it was. Say what you said about this off stream because it was really good.
Like I said, I feel like black coaches, because it's going to be that. It's a lot of black coaches being let go, and it's a lot of GMs and white head coaches being given another opportunity. I feel like Antonio Pierce, Gerard Mayo have not had a chance. The quarterback at Raiders. Who was the quarterback at Raiders, Vance? Sam O'Connell or Kevin O'Connell or whatever his name is.
Aiden O'Connell and Gart. And the other thing that Dino said, what she said off stream, which I thought was really good, is Antonio Pierce took over mid-season. That's not the best way to do it. So he wasn't going to last.
Exactly. So, and it was like a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? They had some guys who won out. Devontae Adams leaving. They don't have a quarterback. That's really what it is. You don't have a quarterback. They were looking to get Shador. Maybe since Antonio Pierce won some games and they got knocked out of that second spot, kind of really went sour with the front office and getting the guy they really wanted. So they let Antonio Pierce go. But Antonio Pierce probably had that in it.
Yes, exactly. How you are with Kirk is how I was with Garoppolo. I think the Raiders would have been better if they would have played Garoppolo, if they would have kept him. I believe that. I
Yeah,
really do.
facts.
So, what was your
Yeah.
main takeaway from this? Because as you were getting back to, sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
Like I said, because we got a lot of people who's been fired. We have Doug, Sherrod, and let's
Doug
look at the
Peterson.
consistent problems. Jaguars, you have a quarterback, but no talent for real surrounding him. I like Brian Thomas. I do love him from LSU, but
Christian Kirk's
it's a
gone.
rookie. Defense is pretty not that good. Raiders, you don't have a quarterback. Yes, you have all these wide receivers. You got Devontae, you got Brock Bowers, you got guys, some superstars.
Max
But what
Crosby.
is it if a quarterback cannot get the ball to the wide receiver? You need a competent quarterback. And O'Connell, he's a good backup. Yes, you should be in this league, but as a backup, not a starting
Gardner
quarterback in this league.
Minshew's not even it.
Patriots. Yes, Gerard have Drake May, but this is his first year. We knew the Patriots were going to be in rebuild, Vance.
Exactly.
This is a rebuild.
Exactly.
They
And
have
he got fired for winning.
he got fired after he won a game. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, yo. And y'all still have what? Let's see the draft order, because
Fired, and he got fired for win. Like, can he won? I don't know.
like I said, beat the Bills, but the
Now,
Bills were resting a lot of
Josh Allen wasn't playing.
yeah. So first overall pick, we got Tennessee, Browns at 2, Giants at 3, and then you got the
4.
Patriot at a 4 spot. So they'll probably be out of. Maybe they can get a Dylan Gabriel. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they can get a.
No. They from what I've read, Drake's the guy. They're gonna go for a receiver.
I mean, not the Patriots. I mean the Raiders. Then the Raiders are at 6. Yeah, they might get a Carson Beck.
Maybe
they
a
can get
Cam
a Beck.
Ward.
Nah, Cam
No,
Ward
he'll be off.
will either
He'll
be
be off.
Tennessee and Cleveland.
He'll be off the
We need
board. My bad.
Tennessee and Cleveland. Maybe Dylan Gabriel or Beck.
There's more.
Maybe
we're
those
missing.
two, but
There's more we're missing.
there's still a lot of talent coming out. I mean, I see.
If
I
you're the
don't think
Patriot, if you're the Patriots receiver wise, who are you going for? Because Shadur's Hunter's not going to be there.
Patriots. I'm going for.
They need a receiver.
I think Travis will be going, man, for the Giants. But
O-line
the
or
Giants
receiver, that's
need a
what they need.
quarterback. Giants
Yeah.
need a quarterback. So maybe Patriots could get Travis Hunter. So
If
like I
he's
said,
there,
they don't even let these black quarterbacks get the process of building a team. You know what I'm saying? Like the Giants, they keep Sarkisian. Like that GM is terrible. Dayball is good. Like you said, like you text me, you talk like Dayball. I think he's a good coach, but the quarterback situation
is the
wise
reason
is terrible.
Brian Daboll is the exact reason Josh Allen got a huge extension. 2020 in the AFC Championship game, Josh Allen had his best season pre this year. He got second in the MVP voting. He had 53 touchdowns and 16 picks. Like he played like Brian Daboll wanted to be the head coach of Buffalo. The only reason
He's
wasn't
a good coach
because he got the Giants job.
Like I said, I hope Gerard Mayo
think
and
about this.
Antonio Pierce get a chance.
Yeah, Brian Daboll won a playoff game with Daniel Jones. Gerard Mayo should I don't want to say shouldn't have been fired, but he needed more time. If you're the Raiders, what do you do now?
If you're the Raiders, you go find it. Now you got to go find a head coach. There's guys like Glenn out there that might be leaving. Ben Johnson, he might be leaving. You know what I'm saying? You got once you're a good team and you get 12 wins. You know, Cliff Kingsbury, he might be gone away from my team. You got some head coaches out there, so maybe the Raiders are looking to get a splash this offseason. But I don't think they get guys like that because if you're not getting Shador, you're not getting Cam Ward, and we don't know where you're going at with the quarterback. As a coach, as a brand new coach coming in, I need to know what your direction is. So maybe they send out an interview for Glenn, they send out an interview for Ben Johnson, and they try to get a guy like that to maybe turn this team around. The Raiders are in Las Vegas. They do have a good market. So, man.
Where do you stand on Doug Peterson? Vegas, maybe?
Oh, the thing is, Doug Peterson should have been gone in the middle of the season.
No, should he go to Vegas?
No, Doug Peterson's done. I think Doug Peterson is done as a head coach.
If I'm
but he
if
might
I'm
be
doing if I'm yeah, no, I'm with you
offensive
on that.
coordinator, maybe.
If
And then
I'm
who's the
New
offensive
England,
coordinator the Jags kept that he's been there like 3 years through
oh
3 head coaches, or they're a different
oh
team?
gosh, I forget his name. Press Taylor.
How is he staying there?
Press Taylor. I don't know. I don't know.
And that's why I say it's I think it's got to be a race thing. I'm sorry, it has to be a race thing there because they're not giving all these black head coaches a big give them at least 3 years. I need at least 3. Give them 3 years, especially
Antonio
in a
Pierce,
situation like the Patriots and the
to
Raiders.
be not to play devil's advocate, but I'm just genuinely curious. Pierce had what, a year and a half?
Yeah, year and a half. Last year you came in as an interim
No quarterback.
head coach. No quarterback. You didn't get a quarterback this year because everything was off the market. Now since there's some quarterbacks that's going to be available, you fire him. So I mean, it's a
I
double
said this
standard, man.
wholeheartedly. I thought this wholeheartedly a couple days ago. I honestly did. If Vegas gets Drake May, they may be 8-win team.
My boy Mad in the
I believe
background.
that.
But yeah, I believe that.
The other thing
I believe that too.
The other thing I wanted to mention to you was we know the history of New England. We know how smart they are. If I'm New England, I think they already have a plan in place, and I feel like I can tell people who it is because Robert Kraft, that organization's won 6 championships. You can't be badly run and win as many times as they have. I feel like Mike Vrabel, New England Patriots head coach. I really do.
He fits. He fits there. Mike Vrabel fits.
He played there.
And we've seen Robert Saleh. He's getting an interview somewhere. I think it's the Giants, man.
Yes, it was. No, not Giants. I got it right here. Hold on. I have it right here.
I think it was either maybe the Patriots. One of those bad
Robert
teams.
Saleh. I got it pulled up right here.
Hey, give him a chip.
Saleh, he got one with Jags.
Jaguars. That's what it was. Jaguars.
It was Jags, and then he got Raiders tomorrow.
Okay, because we see Robert Saleh maybe coaching again Jets.
Because
I think, like we said earlier in live stream, we think the Jets made a terrible mistake firing him, and he wasn't the reason.
He was not the issue. And something that Dino said off stream, I want to repeat to the people because I think it's very well stated. We saw Mike, because Dino is a big fan of Mike Vrabel. He told me off stream he is. Mike Vrabel, Dino said this, and I agree with him, should not have been fired after that bad year with the Titans. They made the AFC Championship game the year before. Mike Vrabel was not the issue.
Lost talent. They lost talent. That's what it was. Add some talent.
So they
maybe
go
we can do something.
They go from round before the Super Bowl to missing the playoffs, but the head coach is the issue. I don't understand that.
And Titans maybe be looking.
Mike Vrabel's a good coach.
Mm-hmm. He is. But that does it for us today on Inside the Lines. Shout out to everybody who tuned in, who will tune in after we get some views caught up after we post this on live stream. Texans, Chargers, who you got? Steelers, Ravens, who you got? Broncos, Bills, who you got? Packers, Eagles, who you got? And Bucks, Commanders, who do you have? Wild card weekend is coming up. It is playoff time. It is Super Bowl season. It is time to stay tuned in. We are excited about the months coming up, and y'all keep tuning in the chat. Shout y'all out. Thank you. God bless, baby.
God bless.